Very good, friends. Well, another a blurb for you. Yeah, no, not Aunt Barb's Magic Oven. I just finished one, number 40, and I thought, well, I should mix things up a bit in the blurb farm there I have over at YouTube. Uh, it's going to be quite a patch of yes, of some say drivel, but it's there for you to enjoy. And frankly, I'm kind of tickled with how the YouTube thing's turning out. And don't forget, by the way, that I have an internet web station too. If you like older music, again, and I'm not talking something from 2010. I'm talking stuff from the 20s through the 70s, all different types and styles. Well, I got that on my web station. When I get a chance, I usually will do a live show where I'll mix it up a bit for you, and you can listen in just like you remember old time radio. Well, that's sort of what it's like. The and it's kind of fun if you give it a look. See, you can access that. Well, you may notice that if you came by way of my website, docsouthshow.com, www.docsouthshow.com, you'll see, I think at the top of that website, there's a link says listen here or something like that. Right. Well, you click that, you go right to the station. Yeah. And it starts to play for you. You can sit back and reminisce. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I know now oldies are considered, something from 2005 is in the groove yard, as they used to say. But no, I go back a bit further than that. In some cases, darn near 90 years ago, to people like Bix Beiderbecke and, oh gosh, Ma Rainey and Bessie Smith, and of course up into the big band era with Glenn Miller and Artie Shaw and all them. And oh gosh, all the crooners and the jazz and the country music and country oldies, etc., all the way up to about this somewhere around the 70s. I figure enough's enough. But and not to take from modern day music, there's plenty of good songs nowadays. But I don't like seeing the past be forgotten. I remember a history teacher, if he did anything to impress me, he did a lot to impress me, but if he did nothing else, he once told me, if you don't study history, you're doomed to repeat it. And it's kind of a thought. Also, I remember too a slogan I had with when I had an antique shop with my first wife. We had a slogan for our shop: "Granny was cool." Granny was cool, and you know something, she was. Granny was as cool as anyone nowadays. Tell you the truth. Some of those folks back in the 1920s and 30s, my gosh, they were unreal. They'd be very at home nowadays, I would think. Anyway, I thought I'd say. Okay, so here's again, www.docsouthshow.com. You'll see access there to my station, and I think it's also, I usually put something up on Facebook, right, that you can link right when you're in. Okay, yeah, and no, it's all free. Yeah, it's all free. If you can donate, let me put that down, because God knows I could use donations. These books don't grow on trees. Well, the paper does, but yeah, to get them printed, oi. So the you can there's a donation site too. My YouTube site. No, not my YouTube site. On my webpage, you can go to GoFundMe. Okay, you see how I'm lost in cyberspace. None of this stuff makes sense. As far as I'm concerned, it's voodoo. Yeah. There's some guy at some big building with a big mask on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Just wait here a second. I'll show you what the mask is. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here's the mask that controls all of cyberspace. Hold on. I've got to turn this like this. Okay. You ready? Here we go. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. There's some guy with this mask on controlling controlling all the computers. It's got to be magic. It's got to be. Okay, boy, I hope this isn't upside down. No, okay, we're all right. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, Sandy got a bunch of those one day at an auction. Yeah. They're fairly valuable. Pretty cool. No, they're not for sale. Oh my God, she'd die first. Then get rid of those. Anyway, enough said. Here's that blurb from again my first book, the Book of Doc Blurbs, the starter set. Oh, okay. It's called Egg Salad. I know. We go from controlling the internet to egg salad. This morning, Sandy was making some egg salad. I was going to, and this was done about 2 or 3 years ago. I was going to have some till she put broccoli in it. We got to talking, and between us, a question came up. Here it is for you to ponder. Originally, there was only very simple organisms, right? They reproduced their own kind by splitting into equal and similar organisms. Even today, that kind of thing still goes on. In fact, we grow when our human cells split. I'm not sure, but don't worms reproduce by splitting? Maybe not, but I think they do. Could be. Still, most early simple life forms split to reproduce. There wasn't dating back then, I guess. It was just all singles bars, yeah, or single people, but yeah. Then all of a sudden there were egg layers. Reptiles, fish, birds, and insects all went that way. And well, here's the question. How did we go from splitting to egg laying? Wouldn't there have had to been a male of the egg laying species who hit the singles bars and, well, found himself a nice female of the species? Then they'd have to date a bit and then, start a family. But how could they do that if they were the first and there was no one to be their parents? It's quite a jump from splitting to laying or forming an egg and then live birth. My heavens. Was there a critter back then that could do both? I guess what I'm saying is how can some being formed when there is no parent or parents to create it? The same holds true from egg laying to live birth. It's quite a jump in progress, but it also needs to be in place before it can happen. I'll never look at egg salad the same way again. I don't know. Well, have fun pondering that one. Boy, hey, if you got an answer, let's see. Well, you can email me, docsouthshow@yahoo.com, or I think there's comment sections on these YouTubes, aren't there? Okay. So there you go. Yeah, I know, I was a head scratcher. I'm sure there's an answer, but for the life of me, I can't come up with it. I mean, it's got to be an answer because it happened. That or, well, there was divine intervention too. That could well be. That could be the answer. But anyway, in all cases, it had to be some kind of divine intervention just for everything to get started. Even the organisms that split, get right down to it. But doggone, huh? Rather, yeah, it's a weird little world out there. Well, go grab a piece of it now, and we'll see you later. Bye now. Thank you. God bless.